any single time within life that he fell down, he wants to thank you for being there to pick him back up. He wants to thank you for being there, for putting his life back together. Your son says to me, Mom, I would have been lost without you. The moment I'm connecting with his soul, he makes me feel that there was anxiety issues that he was going through.
Yeah, depression. He had a...
Your son came through, he says, Matt, you need to tell my mother that the reason why I'm here is I have to let her know that I was not in my right mind when I did what I did. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
He just says to me that he wants to thank you for being his greatest teacher, and he wants to thank you for the way that you loved him so much within life. Because he shows me that you would sit him down constantly and like reel him in. And he shows me about you going through life plans with him and trying to like map out his life. He talks about you getting him set up with a job. There was job issues that he was having here in the physical world. He shows me all of these things. And your son just said to me, I can't thank her enough. I can't thank her enough. He actually tells me there's clothes that you have. So you still have clothes of his here in this world?
Yes.
Perfect. He wants to thank you for holding on to his clothes. He says, Matt, he says, my mom feels so sad about holding on to these things because it makes her miss me. He says, but the one thing that I have to let her know is that when I was here, the one thing that I want to let my mom know is that everything that she saw me go through in life, I was not going through alone. I was going through with her. And he wants to thank you for helping him through the challenges and the struggles and all the things that he went through here in this world. Because he tells me that his dad didn't understand all that was going on with him.
That's right.
And he says to me that that's one of the things that was so hard, is that you were taking care of your son, but nobody else understood what was going on with him. And sometimes people were really critical of you, of how you were taking care of him or how you were handling him. Mm-hmm. Your son says to me, Mom, I would have been lost without you. He says, but the one thing is that he broke a promise to you. And for that, he's sorry. That's why he's here on stage with me right now. He says to me that he told you that he would come clean if there was ever an issue with substances or addictions. If there was anything that you had to be worried about, he would come to you. Do you understand that?
He was suicidal, and I knew the week before he took his life that he was depressed and suicidal, and he lived away, about 8 hours away. He promised me that he would not take his life.
So know that one of the things that he's telling me is this. He's here because he wants to say that he's sorry for breaking that promise. He wants to let you know that on the other side, he did think about you before he did this. But you know what was so crazy? He says to me that when he was here, he says, Matt, you tell my mom that my mind played tricks on me. He says, and my thoughts got louder than what was going on within my body. He shows me that for 3 days, I keep seeing him having insomnia. He talks about not being able to sleep. He tells me about these racing thoughts that went on. So know that when he took that bottle, he was not thinking about anything about the fact that he just wanted to escape his own body.
Yeah.
So he wants to say that he's sorry. But also, he wants to let you know this. He wants to let you know that any single time within life that he fell down, he wants to thank you for being there to pick him back up. He wants to thank you for being there, for putting his life back together. He says, because you gave so much of yourself for me. He says, and I can't thank you enough for that. I actually just saw your son hug you from the other side. He tells me that every single day you look for signs for him. Every single day you look to make sure that he's there. He says, Mom, I am there with you. And he's also talking about a necklace. Do you have a necklace that you have? Perfect. He wants you to put that on your neck. He says, and know that when you wear that, I am there with you. And this is also weird. I'm also hearing this name that's here. Is it Justin or Dustin?
His brother's name is Justin.
Okay. He's watching over him as well. Because when he connects with me, he says, tell her, don't forget about Justin. Don't forget about Justin. So that means to me this. He shows me that his brother is feeling not only upset about his passing, but his brother feels like he lost you a little bit in all of this as well. And did Justin already have a child, or is he having a child?
Yes, he has. He has 2 children.
Okay, he's talking about the children when I'm connecting. Mm-hmm. And he also says to me about you being involved in those children's lives.
I just went to Louisiana and visited, yes.
Perfect. So know that what he tells me is this, is he says to me, Matt, this is who she's going to live for now. Because what your son says to me that he's so thankful for is he tells me that he is so thankful for the love that you gave him every single day and the life that you had given him. He says to me, but Matt, my mom needs to do one thing. He says, I know how much she loved me. I know how much she cared about me. I felt her love every day. He says, and now, he says, I want Justin and the kids to feel her. Because you are such an amazing mom within my life. And listen, it doesn't mean that you don't love your son. But he tells me this, because your son that died had so many issues and so many struggles here in this world, he tells me that you always gave him extra attention. You always kind of held him under your wing a little bit because you knew you had to hold on to him tighter. You knew you had to give him more love because you saw what could have happened within his life.
Yeah.
He says to me, Mom, you gave me all you could. He says, and one day I will see you again. But I don't want you to miss out on any moment of being in those children's lives. He says, because they love and care about you so much, and so do I. So don't let my death take that away from you.